This video is brought to you by Surfshark.
I was told that I needed to get a security for my computer. I was told that Kaspersky was a really good company to go with. I just happened to be looking through a Costco coupon book, and they had that Kaspersky was having a sale on their security internet. So I picked it up and loaded it on, called them, and said it's all set up and everything. I got a call and said that they noticed there was some discrepancy on my computer. Somebody was trying to get in. And they said that they were trying to take $20,000 out of my credit card. I said, "You're kidding." I was devastated. I was scared. I thought, for somebody to be able to get in and take money out like that. And so he had me go into the computer, open it up, and he started doing some diagnostic testing. And he said, "I'll call you back when it's finished." Well, then he calls me back later on, and he shows me a picture of a guy. He said, "You know this person?" I said, "No." And he said, "This is a guy that's trying to get into your computer." Now that I look back on all this, I know it's just probably a picture they show to everybody just to draw them in. I had to send money to them so that they can go in and fix it. And then, I kept getting these calls. Someone's trying to get into my IP address. Then it got to be where the only way they could fix things was for me to purchase the gift cards. A lot of different kinds. Tell you the truth, I can't even remember half of them, but they're every gift card that was out there, just about. iTunes and just different things that kids would get to play on their computers, I guess, games and that. He told me that this is how they fix things, is with the gift cards. And they would go in with the numbers and set up different places, like if you're doing online purchasing and all that, it would take care of that. Nobody would be able to get into your account. They wouldn't get into your credit card. And then it was just one thing after another.
Was this all John Kudo?
This was all John Kudo.
It's me, John Kudo.
He told me, "You can go to CVS or any of these places, and he wanted me to get two $500. And so that was the first one. So I went over to CVS and got them, and then the guy told me, he said, "What are you using these for?" And he would only put one card through. He wouldn't do the second one. And so then John Kudo started calling around to see who would accept more than just the one card. The majority of the cards were bought at Best Buy. They didn't seem to really matter.
Did anybody warn you, like a cashier?
Yeah, in the beginning, because I had quite a few that they had me purchase, and they said, "What are you using these for?" And of course, I had to lie to them, and just say they're gifts for family.
Did John Kudo tell you to lie?
Oh, sure, yeah. Just let them, don't tell them what you're using it for. It was around the holidays, so they think that people are buying, gifts, for family, I had two credit cards, and one was with Costco, the city, and they got about $16,000 off of that credit card. I had another credit card that was with my San Diego County Credit Union, and I hardly ever used that, so it was the whole amount that I had that I was allowed, and that was $20,000. Yeah.
How many gift cards, if you had to guess,
Oh my
added up
gosh.
to all that?
I'm sure in a total there had to be at least a good 50 to 75, I bet you, over time, that they had me do that. Of course, every time it was like, "You're going to get the money back. You're going to get it back." It was his promise. I was real doubtful. I kept saying, I'm kind of leery about getting these, and he said, "No." He says, "Trust me." It was always, "Trust me. You're going to get every penny back." I would be on the phone with him, calling him all the time. "When am I going to get my money? When am I, and he says, "It's coming." And it was always an excuse, When the virus, the COVID hit, he said, "Just about everybody in our billing team is out with the virus, so we can't be working on this for a while."
It's been over 5 months since we first met Susan, and since then her story has been shared around the world and has broken the hearts of millions. We joined forces with Scammer Payback on YouTube to break new ground in the scam baiting world. In our new show, Scammed, together we dove deep into the elaborate web of this refund scam, and along the way ended up on Susan's doorstep. As difficult as it was to listen to her heartbreaking story, the miracle that followed was worth every tear. Scammer Payback and Trilogy Media created a GoFundMe for Susan in hopes of recouping even just a fraction of her losses. As of recording this, over $38,000 has been raised and gifted to Susan, and still climbing. Please consider supporting this amazing human being by visiting her GoFundMe linked in the description below. And if you haven't yet seen our previous video that landed us on her doorstep, make sure you check that out as well. Not only has Susan's life been changed by the generosity of society and the power of the internet, but millions of people are now more aware and informed about the inner workings of these vile scams and how to avoid falling victim. Staying informed is really important, but nowadays, unfortunately, it's just not enough. Every time you browse the web, your personal information is susceptible to attacks, which is why we highly recommend that you use a VPN at all times. A VPN, or a virtual private network, is used to protect your online browsing and keep your personal information safe. We use a VPN for everything online here at Trilogy Media, and the one we highly recommend is Surfshark. Surfshark is an app and a browser extension that basically lets you take your laptop or your computer, drop it anywhere in the world, and then connect to the internet as if you were in that country. So it masks your IP address, hides your location, and keeps your personal information safe. And not only does it protect you, but it also allows you to bypass something called geo-restrictions, which lets you access content on the internet as if you were in a different country. You ever found a YouTube video that wasn't available in your country, or wanted to watch a Netflix movie that wasn't available to you in your library? Simply change your location in the app and boom, you're in that country, and you can suddenly access all the content and streaming services available therein. They are the best VPN that I've tried, and I've tried many, and they're the only ones offering protection on an unlimited number of devices with one account. That means one single payment for your phone, your laptop, your tablet, your desktop, anything, for you and your entire family. If your privacy is important to you, then you need to get Surfshark right now. And here at Trilogy Media, you can legit get the best deal that you will find. All you gotta do is use the link in the description, and at checkout, enter the promo code TRILOGY. You're gonna get 84% off. Plus 4 extra months for free on top of that. And if it ends up not being right for you, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what do you got to lose? Please, give it a try, use the link in the description. It supports us, and more importantly, it protects you.
He had people sending me money. I probably, in the long run, over the 2 years, probably maybe got about $400. These are from different places that people. I actually got 3 checks from different
your name?
people to my name.
And so what did he have you do with it?
What did you do with this?
I deposited them. It was supposed to be money that he was paying me back. I had to send them a check so that they could fix what he was telling me was wrong with my computer. So that's why the checks that were coming to me was to pay me back for those checks I wrote to this company.
So he had you put the checks in the bank, but then
Yeah.
eventually you would have to send more back.
Yeah. He had one person send me a check for like $3,000, but he said you can only keep $500. You have to write a check back. You know. So I thought, well, I'll I'm getting a little bit at a time. So I thought eventually maybe I'll get it all. It was always personal checks from people. And I think it was probably people they strung on that owed them money then, and they would have them send it to me. And one of the checks bounced. And of course, my San Diego Credit Union closed my account off because when they saw all the gift cards that were on the credit card, they said, "You've been scammed." And I said, "No, I wasn't." I said, "No, I mean, I trusted this guy." You know, there's always a promise that you're going to get everything back. Got to get it all back. Basically, it's put on me, like I was obviously the idiot that went along with this, and it was they don't put it out as a fraud thing because I was just, I purchased the gift cards, put it on their credit card, so I was responsible.
So they were
You
using
know?
you as an unknowing money mule,
Right,
basically.
yeah. And of course, then they locked out my account, so my pension check was going to that account, my Social Security was going to that account. I thought, how am I going to get that money? So then John Kudo told me, open up another account with Bank of America. We deal with Bank of America. So I did. And of course, then I had to contact, where I get my pension and the Social Security and give them a new routing number and all that. And I thought, oh God, I hated doing that. It made me sick. Bank of America, if you don't keep a certain amount of money in there, they charge you $12 a month. So there was money coming out of my check going for who knows what now. So I just couldn't get a break. And of course, then when the check that bounced, I was paying my bills off of that check. So then it was going back to the credit union as a bounced check. They turned it over to the collection agency. So then I was getting calls from the collection agency. So then I had to drum up money to go get a money order so that I could pay it back, which I did, without any problem. But it was my sister that came to my help. She loaned me the money so that I could open up my account back at the credit union. I confided in her. I was in tears. I said, I've got to ask you for something. And I said, I need to borrow some money. And I knew she had it, otherwise I would never asked her. But she said, what's going on? And so I told her. And so we were both in tears. She goes, oh my God, Sue. So she gave me the money, and I've actually paid her back half of it already. And she doesn't want me to do the other half until I feel comfortable and but...
On the timeline, where does that fit into when then we came in?
Probably close to a year, I would think.
Before?
Yeah,
Wow.
Before you guys came, yeah.
Did you know when you asked her to borrow that money, at that point, did you know you had been scammed 100%?
No, I was still, because I kept telling her about this guy, and I said, I had to do, he wanted me to do this so he could clean up my account, my computer. I always asked him, I said, why is this happening to my computer all the time? He said, well, you're just an easy target. Well, now I realize, yeah, I was. I wholeheartedly believe this guy. And and I don't look at myself as being a gullible person, because I would get phone calls all the time from people like scammers and that, and I would just tell them, I said, no, I said, you're a scammer, and I'd hang up. So I knew what to look for. I can't tell you how many nights I went to bed, just tears. I kept thinking, oh God, how am I going to do this? And that's why I finally broke down and asked my sister for help. But there were many nights that I would cry myself to sleep, and I kept thinking, I pray, please God, please, please let John come through with some money, send the checks, I mean, I scaled back on what I bought. I would probably eat more sandwiches than I've ever eaten before, and I still had hope. I didn't want to give up. I just kept thinking it's going to come. I just have to be patient. He kept telling me, just, give me a couple weeks. I'll have it for you. I'll get it for you, And then I was told there was a guy there by the name of Frank. And I got him on the phone a couple times when John Kudo wasn't in the office. When I was told I was going to be getting $16,000 check, I said, oh, thank God, John, thank you, And then I get a call back and said, Frank took off and stole all the money. Well, now I know it was a big lie, And I said, did you report him? Or you have the police after him? And he goes, oh yeah. He said, police are looking for him.
If John Kudo's watching,
Uh-huh.
what do you want to say to him?
Come see me, John.
Well, we'll be right there behind you.
I'd love to have a word with you face to face. And I'll tell you what, I'll tear you to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
You won't get out alive, I tell you. I consider myself a very trusting person, and I think that's where it gets me into trouble. It is, it's embarrassing. You feel like, how could I be such an idiot to do this, and I know other people fall into it too. My older brother, he's got a degree in economics. If he knew that I did, he would flip. And, and my younger brother, he was a business guy too, so, they always thought I took care of, my accounts and everything without any problem.
You have the shame, and also you're not an idiot.
Yeah.
You're a very smart woman. You're not an idiot. And
Thank you.
You should have zero. So, yeah. You should never have shame.
Yeah.
These people are very good at what they do.
Yeah, yeah. This was our family home. And when my mom passed away, it was my dad. I moved in and took care of both of them. And I didn't know once my dad left whether my older brother, because he was the executor, the place. And so I didn't know whether he'd want to sell the place. And I didn't know that. I think my mom talked to him right before she passed away and said, "You let Sue stay in this house because she's done so much for us." And I kept thinking, if I tell my brother, he's going to say, "See, you don't know how to manage your money." He said, let's just sell the house. And that was my big fear, that I was going to have to go find another place to live. And at that point, what money did I have? So that's why I kept it from him. I didn't want him to know. I would say about 8 months ago, my brother's girlfriend got a call on her phone. She has her son on her account with her. And she got a call from Apple Store, and saying that somebody was trying to get into her account and that, And so she thought she was talking to a legitimate person, and they needed her account number and password to get into it, which she gave them. And the minute she hung up, my brother said, "They don't ever ask you for that information. You better call Apple back." She did. By the time she got hold of Apple, somebody had already purchased $4,000 worth of phones on her account. So, yeah, so she learned from that too. And I was almost to the point I was going to tell him what happened to me, but I just couldn't. Like you said, it's just, it's just a feeling you have of being, taken and being, yeah, exactly. Like somebody came into your house and robbed you of everything you have.
The GoFundMe. Can you talk about?
Oh my God.
Just talk about that. How does that make you feel?
Oh God, I tell you, my blood pressure's gone down. I used to have problems with that because I was always stressing, not having money to pay my bills and that. And it just took a weight off my shoulders. I can't thank you guys enough for what you did for me. And for all the people, my God, the nice things they said to me. And when they found out about my dog having surgery, there's so many people who said, "How's your dog? Is your dog doing okay?"
Yes,
Yeah, just lovely people, the nice, remarks that they made for me. And they said, don't feel bad. They say, my grandmother had this happen to her, and this and that. They said, don't feel ashamed. Don't, it happens to everybody.
Right, wrong, and different. You're kind of the face of
We call you
scam baiting.
Trilogy Media's babushka.
You're the face of it's really.
But one of the people that sent after they donated, they always had something to say. And I remember this one. It was a group of barbers. I think it was in Utah that sent. I think it was $20. They said, "We wish you could do more, but hope this helps you." And it was from a barber shop, And I thought, oh, how neat, that somebody.
Power of the internet.
Yeah. You people, if you know these four guys, Ashton, Art, Pierogi, Brandon, oh, keep them in your prayers. They are doing wonderful things and helping us all. So, we love them all, and I love all of you too.
We love you.
Yeah,
We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sue.
Yeah.
One of the kindest people I've ever met in my
Well,
life.
thank you. Well, my big thing was, before my father passed away, we were going to take the bathtub out and put in a walk-in shower for him. because it was so hard for him to get in there. And he fell coming out of the tub one time and really injured himself badly. So that was going to be our thing. And we got a person to come in, get all the measurements, and wrote him a check. And the very next morning, my father passed away. So that's my goal. I really want to save up my money, and I want to get that bathroom taken care of.
Sorry.
So that's my goal. And of course, now that I'm getting older, I'm going to need getting in and out of bathtub is scary anymore. But, you know, and especially with my knee. You know, I have to lift my knee up pretty high to make sure I don't drag it across the tub. You know, so.
Can you look into this camera,
Yeah,
into the lens, and
yeah.
just pretend like there's somebody there, or all the people
Yeah.
that donated to you? Look
Yeah.
right into the lens. What do you want to say to them?
Oh my gosh, you people, I can't thank you enough. I wish I could meet every single one of you and thank you, because you have turned my world around. You really have. And I love you all. I really do. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah. But I just couldn't believe that there are so many kind and wonderful people out there that will help people, you know, like myself that have been, you know, scammed. Thank you. And, you know, I just hope it never happens to anybody else. And if it does, I hope they find these people, you know.
I will, I promise.
I just, I hope they all rot in hell. I'm sorry, but, you know,
Don't be sorry.
that's the way I feel.
Doing
You know,
lives.
yeah.